All right. We have here Jesus Iniguez. Let's give him a round of applause. There you go. Let's get him hype. He's representing Archetype Coffee in Omaha, Nebraska. He has beautiful, perfect spiral curls that I very much admire. And here are his judges.
Hi. Hello. Hello. All right. May I have my music, please? Oh, not yet? Oh, okay. Oh, no, it's fine. No. Time. Good afternoon. My name is Jesus Iniguez, and I am a barista at Archetype Coffee in Omaha, Nebraska. Today, I'd like to share with you an experience and tell you about our journey that has brought us here today. Coffee is a product of an enormous effort with many moving parts along the way. From farmer to roaster to brewer, and finally to you, my guests. This journey is long, arduous, and ultimately fruitful. The coffee I am brewing for you today is the exact same coffee processed in two different ways at the Bombay washing station in the Sidamo region of Ethiopia and sourced through Catalyst Coffees. This coffee was grown at 2,100 meters above sea level and is a mixture of Mikicho and Satame varietals. I chose this coffee for you today because I believe it showcases the region, but also the possibilities and the future of processing done well. The first component in my blend is 10 grams that have been naturally processed. For this coffee, the cherries are floated and drained of excess moisture, after which they are transferred to raised and shaded bamboo mesh tables, where they are meticulously turned and sorted for defects during the 22-day drying and fermentation period. They have found that during this period, by shading it, it slows down the fermentation just a touch, and it accentuates the floral aromas, juicy acidity, candy-like sweetness. This aroma, acidity, and sweetness are why I chose this coffee for the top end of my blend. The second coffee I'm using today is a honey processed coffee from the same farm, or from the same washing station. I'm using 6 grams of this coffee. For the honey processed at the Bombay washing station, the cherries are hand pulped, which is very hard work, but it pays off with more control in how much mucilage is left on the cherry. The coffee cherries are fermented for 8 hours and drained of excess moisture for 8 more hours, after which they are transferred as well to the raised and shaded bamboo mesh table for a 15-day sorting and turning period. They have found that processing this coffee in this manner gives it a ton of structure, a deep sweetness, and stone fruit attributes. This is why I chose this coffee as the base of my blend. The brewer I am using today is called the Mountain Dripper. It has internal stair-stepped ridges that hold water to increase contact with the coffee for a more even extraction. As well, there is 1 hole in the middle and 4 holes on the outside that promote an even and natural flow rate. This allows for a cleaner coffee and avoids any bitter or rough tastes. Now, during preparation for this event, my team and I experimented not only with roast profiles, but also controlled experiments measuring days off of roast to find the exact moment that the coffee would shine. We found that on day 13, the balance in sweetness, acidity, body, aroma was at an optimal point. So we roasted this coffee on December 31st and left it sealed until today to degas in a controlled environment with as little oxidation as possible. Just give me a second while I prep the beds for you. All right. To level out the bed, I'll be using this tool. It's a tool used for etching and latte art, but I found that it was very useful to even out the bed while keeping it fluffy. If I were to shake it, it'd get too compact and slow down the flow rate, and it'd be more likely to channel. By doing this, it stays fluffy and not compact. I ground my coffee at a grind size of 945 microns, which is pretty coarse. I would say about the coarsity of coarse sea salt, maybe even a little coarser than that. This coffee is extremely soluble, so it can handle that coarse grind. My brew is comprised of a 2-step bloom, followed by 2 pours at the end. Since sugars are extracted near the beginning of the brew, this allows me to concentrate that sweetness. And my second pour is designed to bring out the acidity. It opens up the coffee and brings out that acidity. My last 2 pours are designed to balance the body and the aftertaste. If I were to do 1 pour, my coffee would brew too fast, lack structure. If I were to do 3 pours, my coffee would brew too slow and become heavy and muddled. I'm doing 2 pours of 70 grams each at the end for the optimal tactile body and aftertaste. I am aiming for a brew time of 2 minutes and 30 seconds with a TDS of 1.35. Give me a moment to finish these brews for you. All right, now let's talk about aromas. Or let's talk about taste notes. First, let's talk about aromas. This coffee is floral. You will smell lavender, jasmine, with a sweet caramel. I will be handing you the carafe to assess the aroma, and then I will be taking it back to serve you. And then I will serve you the coffee. Please wait to assess the taste notes once I call my time. All right, now let's talk about the taste notes. When this coffee is hot, you will taste raspberries, that floral lavender, with a lime acidity throughout all temperatures. When this coffee has cooled down to a medium temperature, you will taste cherries, watermelon candies, navel orange, with a caramel sweetness. When this coffee has cooled down fully, you will taste cherry limeade, navel oranges, and jasmine. This coffee has a high acidity, a light to medium body, and it is balanced with that high acidity, balanced out with a high sweetness that is tied together with that light to medium body. The aftertaste is of black tea and apricots. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Time.
All right, let's give him a round of applause. Oh, hello. How are you feeling?
Oh, I feel good now that it's done.
I bet. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
How long was the, like, give me a peek behind the scenes. How long was this like preparation process and practicing process for you?
For this coffee, it was about a week and a half. I had this really great coffee.
Oh, I feel like there's a story here.
It just didn't age well. It was it was a coffee from Mexico. It was super delicious. But as it sat before we roasted it, it just did not age well. But we had this in our back pocket, always had a secondary plan. This coffee is amazing too. Mexico was more of like a origin story, like for me and for the coffee. And
right.
This is more of like, I could talk about science and really nerd out about it. So either way, I enjoyed it. It was really fun. Yeah.
Well, is there anyone that you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank Fernando. I'd like to thank Isaiah, not Jason. He roasted the coffee, but it's whatever.
Woof.
Nicholas. We got Ethan right there. I forgot Ethan's friend's name. Angelo.
It's okay. There's a lot of nerves here. It happens.
Yoda. Gabe from Onyx. Gabe, is he in the audience? To Gabe.
To Gabe. I know that. That's the thing. Yeah.
Beverly over there. My dog at home.
Tell me about your dog.
He misses me. His name's Cowboy. He's
Cowboy?
a mutt.
Oh.
He's like.
Is he a big mutt, small mutt?
He's this big.
Okay. What's his energy like?
High.
High energy. Okay.
Heavy or medium to high.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I love it. I love a good dog story.
Yeah.
Do you have any good dog stories?
A lot of them.
A lot of them?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to talk about this afterwards because this is great. Well, congratulations. This was incredible. You did fantastic. You should be
Awesome.
very proud of yourself.
Thank
Let's
you.
go ahead and give him one more round of applause. Well done.